Vinamra Jain. So this is actually a very nice book named Dark Lord and is written by the prize-winning author of the Roald Dahl Funny Prize, Jamie Thompson. So what is this book about? What is the things that are written in them? Well, it's actually a mix of thriller and, well, comedy. It's actually about a boy, but from another dimension, and in that dimension, he was a demon overlord. He's actually an evil king and looked like, well, this. So, his enemy, Hasbudin the White, his vital enemy and his rival, who ruled the good people, exiled him to our planet Earth. But he doesn't look anything like he was on Earth. He just looks like a normal teen human like this. So, what is actually in this book? Well, the story starts abruptly by the boy falling down and he's searching for every one of his slaves, servants, his generals, lieutenants, etc., etc., but he cannot find anyone. Then he sees a car and thinks it's a wagon, and when two people come out of it, he thinks that they are just mere humans. Well, these two people, they take him to the hospital and happen to be policemen. In the hospital, he is treated, but the doctors say that he is convinced that the boy is just convinced that he is actually from another dimension. So they think he is, well, mad. Now this boy, when he tried to say that he was the Dark Lord, as mentioned here, they heard something else and named him Dirk Lloyd. So, well, his in the hospital, his treatments went on, and he smashed a mirror. And two psychiatrists, Wings and Randall, they tried to cure him, but they were often fighting among themselves also. So after getting out of the hospital, a lady actually took him and was trying to get him adopted by someone. So this lady got into the car and well, Dirk was very afraid in the car and he was like, woo, the speed of 30, I'm so scared, it's so fast. He said that there were many other cars, like he'd also rode dragons, but faster than this, but not as fast as a car, and with thousands other cars racing by him. Well, so he was received or maybe adopted by a house of the Purejoys. So these Purejoys adopted him, and their son Christopher, he was not happy. Like usually when a child is adopted, the kid is not happy because he thinks that the adopted child is stealing his parents. But Dirk, with his absurd imaginations, made Chris so alive, like he made him laugh so much that Chris just forgot about him. And at night, it is written that Dirk and Dr. Jack actually, they play a game of chess. In that game of chess, as Dr. Jack has so much experience and he's so good, well, Dirk defeats him because he was an evil lord and he knows everything about armies. Well, so next day they go to the school and he meets the principal there, whose name is Grousehammer, but the children want him to call him Mousehammer. So he met him and said that he would go in class 8, where he would be taught by Miss Battles, but everyone calls him Battleaxe. So there, actually, when Dirk enters in an evil lord style, he just comes and bursts into the classroom and says to the other children, "You may call me master." The teacher scolds him. He sits down and sees Christopher, he sits there, and he meets a human girl named Suze. Well, this Suze, Doug thinks that Suze is actually a vampire, but the truth is that she is actually a goth. But Doug says that yes, you are a vampire. Well, Doug gives Suze the ring. Actually, he had a ring of power and a cloak, endless night, I think. So, well, these two there were many spells he could do with them, but now they were just powerless. So he gave his ring to Suze, and Suze gave him a black diary in which he wrote his day-to-day things, what happened, etc., etc. Well, life goes on just like that, and actually, Chris and Susan Dirk, they actually make a group. And well, there's one more boy named Sal. He's actually the sports lord, sports captain, everything. Well, there were not many people in the cricket, so he had to choose Dirk. But Dirk told him such a strategy that even though their team was losing, they won. So now Sal also comes with Dirk, but he doesn't want to other people to think that he's friends with Dirk. So well, they just meet here and there and just talk casually. Now Dirk is being bullied also by a bunch of bullies, but actually Dirk seems to know the secret of one. The bully leader, actually knows the secret. So he just reveals the secret in front of his friends, and his name went mud. He's embarrassed. So then slowly, these all things happen and everything. And Doug tries to find how to, get back to his world, Darklands. Sue also takes him to a museum here and there, but then Doug comes with a plan. The plan is actually, according to Doug, very simple. They have to go in a pavilion of dreams, and get some wax and do some ritual with fire, and which would open a portal to the Darklands, and Dirk would be transported there. But nothing would happen really, according to Sal, Chris, and Suze. Now, when all of this is going on, there appears a tussle between Chris and Sal. Actually, Sal has been promoted to the place of Chris, and Dirk is thinking that Chris is not that, helpful, and Sal is amazing. So, well, he gets jealous of Sal and everything, and well, things go on. He prepares for the spell and everything, and blah 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 goes on. So finally, that day comes, and that day is when they go at night. Sal, Chris, Suze, and Dirk, all of them go to the pavilion, cricket pavilion, and there, inside there, they would do their ritual. So, well, there was Grousehammer or Mousehammer there. He was studying something. Then Dirk took out a grenade. It was actually not a grenade, and he had to get some few detentions to make it look like a real grenade. So Sal took that, threw it near Grousehammer or Mousehammer, and he thought that, oh no, it is a grenade. But then he calmed himself down. It's from the World War II. So he went to call the police. Then all the four friends, except Sal, maybe because Sal actually went away because he has given the keys to Dirk for the cricket pavilion. So, well, they go inside, they light a fire, and actually, during this whole process, Chris knows that Dirk needs the Ring of Power. Well, the Ring of Power, you remember that Dirk gave Suze? He actually needs it for the ritual. So Suze would not give Dirk as it was a gift. So Dirk actually hired Chris to steal it from Suze. He stole it and gave it during first we know this. Now, during the ritual, Dirk started muttering some few ancient words and strange language which terrified Chris and Suze. But you know what happened? The fire, nothing happened. Actually, there was no portal, and Dirk kicked the fire, and the whole cricket pavilion was burnt. Then only Grousehammer came. Chris and Dirk escaped, but Suze was in trouble. Mousehammer saw Suze running away from the burnt cricket pavilion with the matchbox. She was in trouble. She was suspended and was not, but she was actually not, in trouble, because actually the cricket pavilion had to be fireproof, and Grousehammer took that money for his own and did not do the fireproofing job. So she was just suspended for a few days. But you know what happened? Dirk, he lost it. He just thought that everything, the Darklands, his lieutenants, his generals, every one of his imaginations was just delusional. They were all just fake. Chris wanted to make him believe, no, that is not true. You are actually a Dark Lord, because staying with a person who thinks himself a Dark Lord is much more exciting than just being with a normal boy who's just normal. But Dirk does not listen. He's depressed. One day he burns his cloak of endless night, and you know what happens? It opens a portal to the Darklands, but he cannot go inside. No one can come outside. So actually, a king actually, who is not evil and not good also, he's in the middle. So actually, Dirk makes a promise with him, type of promise. So he says that if you make the cricket pavilion again, I will give you anything that you wish. First, that king, he was very like, who's that guy? I mean, I've never seen him, but he senses that, yes, you are the Dark Lord. He senses that. So, well, of course, Dirk says that, yes, I am, and you will have to build. Next day is rebuilt. The cricket pavilion has been rebuilt. Everyone is surprised. And Dirk tells Suze that, see, there, right at the top, there's my seal. I did it to avenge you. Actually, Grousehammer had never fireproofed it, and the burning of pavilion was actually indirectly his fault. So, just to take revenge from Mousehammer, he made it again, and he went right to the face of Mousehammer and said, this time it is fireproofed. And then Mousehammer got afraid and he ran away from him. So, well, Dirk now knows that, yes, he is a Dark Lord and everything. And while Suze is suspended, he also goes there and tries to console. So, well, while all this is going, he wants to get another way of going back to the Darklands. So, just one thing, when Dirk was thinking that he was not a Dark Lord after all, the psychiatrists, you remember at the starting, Wings and Randall, right? They actually hypnotized Dirk to tell about his mother and father. Well, Dirk, actually he was a Dark Lord, so he told all about his mother. She drank blood and everything, and his father was pure. So it was actually a marriage of pure and evil. And everything was just fantasy and fantasy. So Wings and Randall didn't believe it, but made it, real by adding some facts. So we're back to the ritual. Now, Dirk actually needed the things that were not available on Earth anymore. He needed dragon shells and eyelashes of witches, of a worm, and beard of a tyrant, and an eclipse. Well, the only thing that was there was an eclipse. But then you realize the Komodo dragon. There were some witches like Witch Wendell and everything were burned at stake, right? And then there was the beard of Tyrant. Tyrant? Guess who? Mousehammer. Well, Dirk actually has a spell named Sinister Hand, in which he could detach his hand from the rest of his body and he could make it roam wherever he went. Spooky. So he went and shaved off Mousehammer's beard. So, actually, before Dirk had used the spell to make a report card on the principal. That is funny. So, well, on the eclipse day, he does all of that, but actually, he again started to have some dreams. Okay, just before the eclipse, after a few days before the eclipse, he starts to have those dreams, those bad dreams which you think like they are happening. So, well, Dirk goes to Chris and says that it's a white beast. A white beast is coming for me. One night, Dirk and Chris go. The white beast is real. And he attacks Dirk, but since Chris is of pure heart, he does not attack Chris. But remember, at the very first, when Dirk fell down, he spat a black mucus out. And that is the essence of evil, which makes a person around it or who eats it or touches it evil. So Chris went near it. He became evil. He told the white beast to go and kill Dirk. And what happened? Of course, the white beast stabbed Dirk, but Chris overcame that. And he wrestled the white beast down to the ground and defeated it. Well, now, back to the eclipse day. What happened? Well, he did all that fire and everything, and suddenly the mysterious words, the strange language and everything started to come back. It was as if it was all happening again. Suddenly, lightning struck Suze and she disappeared. Dirk said that the ring of power, the holder of the ring of power, was to go to the Darklands. Then Chris burst into tears. He said that when Dirk had told to steal from Suze, he couldn't do it. He was not strong, he couldn't steal from a friend. So he just made another ring like that and gave it to Dirk. So that is why Suze went to the Darklands and now Dirk. Well, he remained at Earth with Chris. But Chris had actually got a glimpse of Dirk's Iron Tower of Despair in the Darklands. But it appeared to be harmful as it was painted pink. And a pink tower of despair, it doesn't seem right, does it? So, well, he said that was your Iron Tower of Despair, so why was it pink? Dirk said that it could be that Hasbudan had painted it. Now the epilogue that is coming at the last of this book. It is actually Susan's Darklands. She looks everywhere. She looks everywhere and sees, where is this? Then she realizes she's in the Darklands. She looks herself in a mirror. She had got a mirror with her and she had grown purple and fully beautiful. And then a demon came. He was actually Gargan, general of the Dark Lord. But when he growled at Suze was not scared at all. It was just like normal. And she knew that Gargan was Dirk's general. She showed the ring of power. And you know what happened? Gargan leaped and said that his master was alive. And you know what he thought? He thought that Dirk had actually engaged Suze in order to get the ring of power to Suze. So by the ring of power, Suze had become Dirk's betrothed and had got the place of the lady, the evil lady. So now Dirk, the Dark Lord, was replaced by Suze, the Dark Lady. So that is the end of the story, and bye bye. Signing off, VJ.